Intro. He was born into poverty, betrayed by his allies, hunted like an animal. But from the windswept steppes of Mongolia, he would rise to command the largest land empire the world has ever seen. His name struck terror from China to Europe. His armies erased cities from the map. His legacy reshaped nations and cultures for centuries. This is the story of Genghis Khan, ruthless conqueror, brilliant strategist, and one of history's most enigmatic leaders. Chapter 1. The Boy Named Temujin, Part 1. In the year 1162, in the harsh Mongolian steppe, a boy named Temujin was born to the Borjigin clan. He was not born into luxury or security. His father, a tribal chieftain, was poisoned by rivals when Temujin was just 9. His family was left abandoned by their tribe, forced to survive on wild roots and hunted game. Chapter 1. The Boy Named Temujin, Part 2. Temujin learned early that trust could be fatal. He was captured by rival clans, wore a wooden yoke as a slave, and escaped. But from hardship, he gained strength. From betrayal, he learned strategy. In a world of chaos, Temujin began to build something no one believed possible: unity among the warring Mongol tribes. Chapter 2. Uniting the Mongols, Part 1. Mongolia in the 12th century was fragmented. Dozens of tribes fought over resources, land, and ancient blood feuds. Temujin knew he could not simply fight his way to power. He would need loyalty, law, and fear. Chapter 2. Uniting the Mongols, Part 2. He forged alliances through marriage, negotiation, and clever manipulation. He promoted warriors based on merit, not lineage, a radical idea at the time. By 1206, after decades of war, Temujin stood triumphant. At a great Kurultai, a tribal council, he was declared Genghis Khan, universal ruler. The Mongol nation was born, and it would soon explode outward in a storm of conquest. Chapter 3. Conquering the World, Part 1. Genghis Khan's first target was the powerful Xia and Jin dynasties in northern China. His armies, though outnumbered, moved with terrifying speed and discipline. They used scouting, deception, and psychological warfare. Cities fell, walls crumbled. Resistance was often met with annihilation. Chapter 3. Conquering the World, Part 2. But the conquest didn't stop in China. In 1219, Genghis Khan launched an attack on the Khwarezm Empire, modern-day Iran and Central Asia. Why? A trade envoy had been murdered by the Shah. It was a fatal mistake. What followed was one of the most brutal campaigns in history. Entire cities, Nishapur, Bukhara, Samarkand, were razed. Hundreds of thousands were killed. Chapter 3. Conquering the World, Part 3. But Genghis Khan was more than just a butcher. He valued skilled artisans, engineers, and scholars. Captured peoples were often spared, if they could serve a purpose. His empire was built not only with swords, but with systems. Chapter 4, The Mind of a General, Part 1. Genghis Khan was not just a warrior, he was a master of logistics and psychology. His military innovations were revolutionary. He created a decimal system of army organization, units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000. He employed messenger relays to move information faster than any other civilization of the time. Chapter 4, The Mind of a General, Part 2. His use of feigned retreats, espionage, and intimidation made his forces unpredictable and terrifying. He imposed a strict law code called the Yasa, which applied to all, Mongol or not. Theft, betrayal, and cowardice were harshly punished, but religious tolerance was enforced. Merchants were protected. Trade routes, like the Silk Road, flourished under his rule. The Mongol Empire wasn't just a war machine, it was a network, a fragile, fearsome order stretching across Eurasia. Chapter 5, Legacy and Bloodlines, Part 1. In 1227, Genghis Khan died, possibly from a fall off a horse. The true cause remains a mystery. His body was buried in secret. Legend says thousands of riders trampled his grave to hide its location, but death did not end his impact. Chapter 5, Legacy and Bloodlines, Part 2. His descendants, Kublai Khan, Hulagu Khan, and others, expanded the empire even further, into Russia, Korea, and the heart of China. Today, the Mongol Empire remains the largest contiguous land empire in history, and Genghis Khan's genetic legacy. Scientific studies suggest as many as 16 million men alive today may carry his Y chromosome, a staggering biological footprint. Chapter 6, Tyrant or Visionary. Was Genghis Khan a bloodthirsty tyrant or a visionary ahead of his time? He slaughtered millions, but also united warring peoples. He burned cities, but opened trade routes between East and West. He ruled through fear, but also through laws that outlived him. Modern Mongolia honors him as a national hero. Elsewhere, his name evokes horror and awe. Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between. He was both destroyer and builder, both barbarian and innovator, a man shaped by the brutality of his world, and one who reshaped that world in his image. Epilogue. In the windswept hills of Mongolia, his name still echoes, not in monuments, but in memory, not in cities, but in stories. Genghis Khan left behind no books, no paintings, no palace ruins, but his legacy is etched across continents, carved into maps, written into DNA. He was not a man of his time. He was a force of history itself,